Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Tash coming to you from my house, screen recording how to do college majors in Microsoft Excel. I'm getting the hang of this now. Okay, so we have our raw data over here. And the first couple things we're going to do is format this spreadsheet. I know there's a couple weird areas, a couple screwy directions, and I'll just clarify those. But the first thing you're told to do is rename or resave this, and I'm sure you guys know how to do that. Resave this and call it, let me come up here, and call it college majors with your last name and period. I'm not going to go over how to do that specifically. Okay, so once it's saved and renamed, we're going to start with our heading. We have our Hort University, and I'm going to click and drag, and we're going to center and merge this. Okay, so first thing you do is you highlight the area in which you're centering merging over and click your merge and center. Once it's merged and centered, we're going to pop that font up to 18. We're going to change the font style. I'm just picking something random here. Change the font color, and I know you're not able to see this too well yet. I'm going to show you how you'll be able to see it in a second. Okay, then see how it's kind of hiding up underneath these column headings. I'm just going to come over, I'm going to make this larger, come over to the right here and pull and drag this down, pull row down, the row 1 down so that you can see it. Okay. Okay, next, column headings. We have our column headings right here, 2015, 16, 17, and and average. All right, we're going to pop this to 12 point. I'm going to have to pull this up here. You guys able to see that? Pop it to 12 point. You guys know how to change font size. We're going to make them bold. All right, we're going to give it a color fill. And make sure the text is centered. You know how to do that. That's easy. Okay. Row labels. Our row labels are all our subjects over here. I know this is where the instructions get a little goofy. It wants you to take row A and make this 40 points. So let's do that. Just select row A so that the entire thing is selected in grade. Right click, go to column width, and pop it to 40 point. Hit OK. That expands it quite large. Okay. Then I want you to take these and make them 16 point. Now, when you make it 16 point, it starts to hide the font, and I understand that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to click off over here real quick, and then I'm going to select rows 3 through 10. When you select rows, make sure that you're selecting right on the numbers, right in the middle, pulling down. With your cursor still on the numbers, I'm going to right click, give it a row height, and I'm going to pop that to 22. That's something that's not on there, and that's where you can see them all. You can also take and pull in between each row, but I like doing selecting all of them so that they're all the same width. But you could pull them down too to 22 point. When you pull them, make sure that your cursor is like it's an arrow, double-sided arrow with a line through it. Okay, so we got those rolling. All right, the next thing we're going to do is sort these majors alphabetically. In order to do that, we're going to select our entire spreadsheet, starting with this blank cell, A2, going over to average and down, and we want to sort them so that this data stays with it. Okay, so if we don't have this all selected, the data won't stay with it. So it's all selected. We're going to go to Data, Sort. And it pops up a little box. I'll bring that in over here. It pops up a little box, and we're going to say Sort By, and I'm going to say column A because we don't have a heading there. Okay? And I'm going to hit OK. And I'm making sure that that original data stays with it. I knew that the sciences had 2300 for 2015. So I'm making sure that that all stayed. So now they're all alphabetical and the data stayed with it. Okay. Next, we're going to add a total row. In my total row, it's cell A10. I'm just going to type total, and I think it's going to keep that format because I had already formatted it before, but if it doesn't, make sure it's the same format as these. Okay. Then we're going to take and add each year. Okay, each year by major. So I'm going to come back into my home ribbon there. And there is I'm going to move this over. Okay, you can do your auto sum, upper right corner here. This gives you all your different formulas. And I'm just going to hit sum. And it's going to select, actually I want it to sum from B3 all the way to B9. That's all of our actual data. And hit enter. And you could check that by simply selecting, and in the lower right hand corner of your screen, let me move this down here, okay? You could see, it'll tell you the sum, the count, and the average, which is pretty cool, okay? So when I sum these, I know it's the correct sum. Now I'm going to click and copy this formula over with my cursor selected, and in the lower right corner should turn into a black X, and I'm going to pull that all the way over so that those are all summed properly. Just going to check this one. Yep, okay. All right. Next, I'm going to format our numbers. So to format them, you're going to select all your numbers. And I'm even going to grab the average row where there's nothing in there. And I'm going to just reformat them. Oops, let me do that again. So that we're in the comma style. And then I'm going to reduce my decimals. Okay. Reduce my decimals so that they're whole decimals. Okay. Next, we have to calculate an average. So just like we did the sum, we're going to go back over to our average and find the average formula. Select average. Okay. Since I'm in cell F3, it recognizes these cells to the left. Hit enter. Copy it down. Copy, pulling that black X down, and we even want to get an average of the totals down here. And you could kind of eyeball it. You can see 20,000 would be about the average of this row. Okay. Again, you can look in the lower right corner down here and check your averages. Oops. All right. So now it's time to graph. And the first graph we're going to do is a pie chart. We pull this over here. We're going to do a pie chart, and we want to do a pie chart that shows college majors by average. All right, college majors by average. So I'm going to pull this up here. We need all our majors, and we need our averages. So to do that, I'm going to click and drag. Let me do that again. Click and drag all my majors, not grabbing my totals. Hold the control key down, click and drag the averages. Okay, when you hold that control key down, it allows you to select things that aren't right next to each other. Then I'm going to come into insert, and I'm going to hit up my pie chart. I like a good 3D pie. You guys like 3D pies? Okay, then I am going to, this one has to move into its own sheet. So up here it says move location. Why isn't it moving? Okay, new sheet, and I'm going to call it pie chart. Okay, there. So now I put it in its own sheet. So a couple things I want to do is I want to rename this. So this is average college majors, Hort, I guess, or Hort University college majors. I tried doing that, that doesn't work. Okay, the next thing I want to do is make sure that We need to have percentages, okay, in here. And let me see. One of these is the percentages there. Percentages, okay. So the percentages are in the pie chart. All right. That looks good. So each color is represented by a major. Here's our percentages are in the pie chart. Okay. I'm going to come back over to the raw data. That one. Raw data. Okay. We're formatting our spreadsheet and we're ready to do a column chart. So the column chart shows the number of individual majors by year. Individual majors by year. This time we're going to start with cell A2, grab everything over to years and down to cell E9. So we have all of our different majors, our years, and all the data underneath it. And now we're going to pop up into our insert and we're going to do a column chart. Okay. And we're going to do a stacked one down here. I believe that was the exercise or what I asked you to do, stacked. Okay, and this one's going to just be pulled underneath here. Let me move my screen so that you guys can see. Okay, so I just pulled that one underneath my other data. So you can pull a chart with its own sheet or just put it underneath. And then this one, we're going to have to reformat the title. You can just highlight over that text box, create a chart that shows the number of individual majors and place it. So this is majors by year. Okay. You could say Hort. I think it's Hort College. Okay. It says switch row 2 headers so that the years will appear in the legend. It already does. Here's our years so that you can see each color represents a year, and then here's all our majors. Okay. We gave us descriptive text. Change the background of the graph with a light color background. I don't know why I put that. That's kind of goofy, but let me see. That's change colors. Let me see if I do this. Yeah. That just changed colors of the graph itself. You're okay if you don't change the background. That's kind of weird anyway. Now I'll get rid of that. All right. And then finally, the last thing you have to do is analyze the bar graph. And all you're going to do is just type your answers anywhere. You can either add another sheet and type it as analysis, ANALYSIS, or you can just answer the questions in here. Okay. Just type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and answer the questions, and that's it. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good day.